Good. Now, from what we can see on the screen, onion routing. One issue with link and end-to-end encryption. So while data portion is encrypted, addresses are exposed. The volume of traffic between two nodes is what is available. If you did that previous assignment, you will discover that despite the fact that for some payload or for some data in this thing, they normally encrypt them. You will still notice that some things are still available. What are those things? The IP address where it is coming from, the IP address where it is going to, that's the destination. It means we are not hiding everything. Even the length of the payload can actually be visible to us. We are not hiding they are not hiding everything. Now, see this concept of onion routing. Some of you may want to do some creepy stuff on the internet. You want to hide your identity. You don't want people to know who you are. You don't want people to know who you are. You don't want them to be able to track you or one thing or the other. Take, for example, now you are using a particular network. I don't want to use your school's Wi-Fi, or you're using a particular network and you want to do something creepy. I don't know to what level, to what extent people here do creepy things, but I know that people do creepy things. Now you want to hide the identity. Despite the fact that you may be using HTTPS, there are some things that can still be gotten, like I said earlier on. Your IP address can be gotten. Where are you going to can also be gotten. That's the destination IP address. So take, for example, you are visiting a site where they are selling drugs or they are selling gun or they are discussing they are talking about protests. And let me say the school does not want you to talk about, they are trying to monitor those that are talking about protests. In a bid to evade that inspection, or what's the word for it? If you want to just evade like that monitoring, you can actually use VPNs. You can use Tor browser. What does it do? It adds like extra layers of encryption to your traffic or to the way you are browsing or to your routing. Now, look at this example. You can go through this example yourself. Let me quickly explain. I just want to explain it in a very simple way because we are actually running out of time. So we need to I don't want to start going through it one after the other. So let's just say you want to browse, you want to check out www. Let's say there's a website called www.buymydrugs.com. But then you know that if you visit it, this is an illegal website. You know if you visit it, let me see, police can actually come for you, or EFCC. Let's say EFCC, they are tracking those that are coming to that website. Despite the fact that maybe whatever it is you are saying might be encrypted, you know that if they're monitoring the website, they can know the IPs that are actually coming there. So what do you do? If you use Tor, what does Tor do? Tor will add one layer of encryption, just like what VPN does. Just like Tor is just like times 3 of VPN. So VPN would cloud your IP address, it will change your IP address for you. So nobody can actually track you. But this time around, just like no onion, it has 3 layers. Onion does not have 3 layers. Onion has multiple layers, but the concept of Tor is just 3 layers. VPN will just give you one. Let's say you're in Nigeria now. VPN will just take you straight to tell you that you're in the US. Now look at Tor. It has the first layer. It can actually tunnel you to US. And from US, it will tunnel you to Pakistan. From Pakistan, it will tunnel you to Azerbaijan. Those different places that is tunneling you to, they actually different layers of encryption is adding to your IP. So at the end of the day, you just appear with one random crazy IP. Even if someone is monitoring you, it's very, very difficult for the person to trace it back to you that you're in one village in Nigeria. So now let's quickly look at dark web and even surface web. Entirety of the web, or what we know as web, is not actually the way we see it. A lot of information are actually embedded in the dark web and also deep web. So let's look at this picture that I'm going to show you. Sorry, I'm taking more of your time. In a bit, I'm going to end the class. Good. Now, looking at what we have on the screen, I'm sure you can see something very, very big, like an iceberg forming in an ocean. An iceberg forming in an ocean. Entirety of the web has what? Surface web, dark web, deep web. You will discover that a whole lot of information is contained in this other side. But the question is, do you have access to it? Actually, you don't have access to it. As in, ordinarily, not actually. Ordinarily, you don't have access to it. You don't have access to it. Look at everything that is contained here. This dark web and deep web, you don't have access to it. The only thing that we have access to ordinarily, emphasis on the word ordinarily, is what? Is surface web. Tomorrow we are going, now on Sunday we do more of practical, Saturday we do more of theory. That's not a reason for you to miss the theoretical aspect, because if you miss the theory, when we are doing practical, you'll be very, very lost. Trust me. You'll be very, very lost. So tomorrow we are going to, no, don't worry. Just tomorrow, come tomorrow, whatever it is you see. I don't want to say we are going to go to dark web and do, no, that's not the essence of the training anyways. Yeah, so my point is that you're only exposed, ordinarily you are exposed to what? Surface web. The information that you get on the internet is actually what you have here. Do you get? So some things, a lot of things, a whole lot of things. You might look at the ratio now. It's looking like 70 to 30, but in actuality, it's actually 90. It's 9, I think it's 90, I don't know, I think it's 97 to 3. Like what you have here is 97%, what you have here is 3%. So we're not going to stress more on that. I'm just trying to tell you that something like this exists, and the top browser exists. So with that, we know that there are different tools that can be used. We know one is CyberChef, very popular one. Another one is what? Mcrypt, also popular. We can install it if we want to install it on our PC. I mean to say, that's our card, like that. So from that, here I'm going to wrap it up for today. That's all we have for today. So we've talked about like the different aspects of cryptography, and I believe that you understand. If you don't understand, you can always ask your question in the Ask Your Question forum. I will answer it. If I can't answer it immediately, another person that is faster can drop the answer, whichever way the answer should be there. So that will be that on that. Tomorrow we deal with the practical aspect, the dirty aspect, anything that has to do with cryptography as it relates with cybersecurity. We do it tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you very much.